Guys, right now, if you don't think the LA Sparks got something cooking, you're damn crazy. You're crazy. And if you ain't following the news, you better get to connecting the dots. Now, we was hearing reports from Jason Whitlock. I will say he was the first one to kind of insinuate that the LA Sparks could be making a run towards Caitlin Clark. Now, with that being said, last week we seen them sign none other than Kate Martin, one of Caitlin Clark, close friends from Iowa. We've been seeing Caitlin Clark subliminally pull up with her CC1s in the LA Sparks color.
The decision was final. Reagan Pebley was out the door before her seat was even cold. The Los Angeles Sparks didn't just fire their general manager, they burned the entire front office to the ground in a move that sent shock waves through the entire WNBA. This wasn't a standard corporate reshuffle. This was a calculated strike, designed to clear the path for the biggest heist in sports history. Stephanie White is reportedly losing her mind over the implications of this purge because everyone knows exactly what comes next. When you clear the deck this aggressively, you aren't looking for a minor upgrade, you are clearing a throne for Caitlin Clark. And the Sparks are not hiding their intentions anymore.
A week for everybody, but just try to make sure y'all smash that hype button, man. And with all that being said, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes is that the LA Sparks has fired their entire front office. Yes, they got rid of everybody. Now, some people might think this is not a big deal. Oh, this is very much a big deal. And this furthermore tells me they're cooking up something, very much something. So it said Sparks has agreed to part ways with general manager Reagan Pebley. But she wasn't the only one that got fired either. But we're going to read this statement that was released by the LA Sparks.
The timing of this firing is what has everyone in the league looking over their shoulders. The Sparks front office is effectively a ghost town right now, with assistant GMs Zach Nott-Tun and Nate Nelson holding the keys to a house that's being completely renovated. Managing partner Eric Hulleman put out a polite statement, thanking Pebley for her lasting positivity. But the streets know the real story. You don't fire your entire leadership team in the middle of a transition unless you have a massive, industry-altering plan waiting in the wings. Stephanie White understands the mechanics of the league better than anyone, and she knows that a void this big is meant to be filled by someone monumental.
Smash, bro. They've been getting smashed, bro. I think we all could agree that they've been getting smashed. But look at this. Look at how they hyping up Kate Martin. Erica Wheeler, their former Caitlin Clark teammate. Kate Martin there signing autographs. Y'all see this? Y'all see the play? Please tell me y'all see the play. Y'all don't see the play yet? We're going to skip past Kamala Harris. But yeah, man. To me, this is just my personal opinion, is that it looked like they could be trying to make a run for Caitlin Clark, man. Somebody said,
if you think the LA Sparks don't have something massive cooking, you are absolutely crazy. The dots are starting to connect in a way that should make every Indiana Fever fan terrified. It started with whispers from insiders like Jason Whitlock, who was the first to suggest that LA was preparing to make a legendary run at Caitlin Clark. At first, people laughed it off as a pipe dream, but look at the actions. Actions speak louder than any press release ever could. The Sparks are positioning themselves to be the ultimate destination for the face of the league, and they are willing to dismantle their entire legacy to make it happen. This is a high-stakes game of chess, and LA just took the queen.
Opinion is that it looked like they could be trying to make a run for Caitlin Clark, man. Somebody said everyone making moves except the Indiana Fever. Exactly. Indiana, be brave. Do the same with your GM. The one who thought it was okay to let Prescott go. Well, how interesting. Hey, Amber Cox, maybe you can read in between the lines. Hope God guide your next along with Kelly and take your nasty coach with you. Only prayers up for now. The universe is listening. Please let the Fever GM be next, bro.
The signing of Kate Martin was the first real smoking gun in this investigation. You don't just happen to sign Caitlin Clark's closest friend and former Iowa teammate by sheer coincidence. That is a tactical maneuver, designed to create a comfort zone in the locker room before the target even arrives. It's psychological warfare. By bringing Martin into the fold, the Sparks have sent a subliminal message to Caitlin: your family is already here. Stephanie White sees these moves for what they are, a calculated attempt to lure the most valuable asset in basketball away from Indiana. The Sparks are building a home for Caitlin in the heart of Hollywood, and the foundation is already set.
Y'all could clean up this mess if y'all get Caitlin, bro. If y'all make a run to get Caitlin Clark, it is over with. I'm telling you, Caitlin Clark in Hollywood, bro. I think LA is one of the best places for CC, bro. It don't make sense for her to go to anywhere else, any other team. The Sparks fit. I feel like they might have to get a new coach. You know what I'm saying? To make it all make sense. But overall, I think what we're seeing here is moving pieces. The LA Sparks.
Then there are the shoes. In the world of elite sports, nothing is accidental, especially not the wardrobe choices of a global icon. Caitlin Clark has been seen rocking her signature CC1S in blatant LA Sparks colorways. People want to call it a fashion choice, but in this business, every color is a statement. When the biggest star in the game starts wearing the colors of a rival team that just fired its entire front office, you have to look at the math. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. The Sparks are signaling to the world that they are ready to become the center of the basketball universe, and they want Caitlin to be the one holding the torch.
A hairy, quick, fast, and in a hurry, LA Sparks move has everyone talking about Caitlin again.
Caitlin Clark is right back at the center of the conversation. What started as a team decision has quickly turned into a much bigger debate.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is looking more and more like Caitlin Clark. How Caitlin Clark minutes were managed versus the Sparks minutes played. 1 quarter, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3. So she did play a little more. Well, no, only 2 minutes played in the entire third quarter. Yeah. No, I think Caitlin.
Stephanie White's reaction to these developments has been described as explosive for a reason. As a coach and a leader, she knows that the Indiana Fever are currently sitting on a gold mine that they are failing to protect. While LA is making power moves and clearing space, Indiana is mired in internal frustration and questionable management decisions. The contrast is staggering. One team is burning the past to build a future, while the other is struggling to figure out how to even manage their stars' minutes on the court. It's a recipe for disaster. And Stephanie White knows that if Indiana doesn't wake up, they are going to lose the greatest prospect they've ever had.
Yeah, guys. This is crazy work. Now, we can't go to video without talking about Sophie. Everybody's talking about it, man. I was out last night watching the fight downtown at my ballpark village here in St. Louis, man. And the entire, I damn near recorded it. You know, when Sophie Cunningham hit the podium with this moment. Look at Sophie. Sophie broke the damn internet. And what's crazy is that Dana White stated this wasn't even a scheduled thing. This wasn't even.
The social media reaction has been a total bloodbath for the Fever management. Fans are screaming for Amber Cox to be the next one out the door. They see what's happening in Los Angeles, and they are demanding that same level of accountability in Indiana. The anger is palpable. People are tired of seeing a generational talent like Caitlin Clark being managed by a front office that seems out of its league. They are pointing to the mistakes of the past, like letting key players go and handing out insane contracts to the wrong people. The Sparks are showing the world how to clean up a mess, and the Fever fans want their own house cleaned before it's too late to save the season.
Find it here real quick. Where's Dana White? Here we go.
Him as a ring card girl.
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
About 8 minutes before she did it. I love Sophie Cunningham. We've created a relationship, and she was here tonight. And when she walked in, she goes, "Oh, I want to walk around that." I said, then you're going to walk around it. Yeah. She's
Dana, all the
fun.
way.
When did you hire Sophie Cunningham as a ring card girl?
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
So that was Dana White there opening up about Sophie. Here's the full thing.
The mismanagement in Indiana has reached a boiling point. Especially when you look at the minute distribution, there were games where Caitlin Clark, the most explosive scorer in the league, was only playing 2 or 3 minutes in an entire quarter. That is insanity. It's the kind of coaching and management that drives a superstar straight into the arms of a rival. The Sparks are looking at that dysfunction and licking their chops. They know that if they can offer Caitlin a professional environment where she is actually utilized properly, she'll be gone in a heartbeat. Stephanie White is seeing the cracks in the armor, and she's sounding the alarm for anyone who will listen. LA is the perfect destination for a star of Caitlin's magnitude. Hollywood is built on icons, and there is no bigger icon in women's sports right now. The marketing potential alone is enough to change the financial trajectory of the entire league. If the Sparks can pull this off, it won't just be a roster move, it will be a cultural shift. They are willing to fire everyone, from the GM down to the staff, just to make the environment perfect for her arrival. It's a scorched earth policy that shows exactly how much they value her talent. They aren't trying to build a team around her, they are trying to build an entire empire around her brand. The firing of Regan Pebley is a warning shot to every GM in the league. It says that mediocrity will no longer be tolerated in the era of the superstar. Pebley's tenure was marked by trades and decisions that many fans feel set the organization back years. The only way to fix a mess that deep is to bring in a savior, and the Sparks have identified exactly who that savior is. By clearing the front office now, they have months to install a regime that is specifically tailored to Caitlin Clark's needs. It's a genius move that has left the rest of the league, including Stephanie White, scrambling to figure out their next move in response. While all this high-stakes drama was unfolding, Sophie Cunningham was out in the world making her own headlines. She showed up at the UFC fight in St. Louis and ended up becoming a ring card girl in a moment that went viral instantly. Dana White even admitted that the whole thing was totally unplanned. She just walked in, said she wanted to do it, and 8 minutes later, she was in the octagon. It's that kind of bold, unfiltered energy that the WNBA is currently experiencing. The players are becoming bigger than the game itself, and they are starting to realize the power they hold over these organizations. Sophie's appearance at the UFC fight was a perfect metaphor for what's happening in the WNBA right now. The old rules don't apply anymore. Players are crossing over into mainstream culture and demanding more from their teams. If a team like the Sparks is willing to fire their GM to make a play for a star, it shows that the power balance has shifted. The fans are no longer satisfied with business as usual. They want excitement. They want bold moves, and they want their stars to be treated like the royalty they are. Stephanie White knows this shift is permanent, and she's watching the old guard struggle to keep up. The heat on Amber Cox in Indiana is only getting more intense as the Sparks continue their transformation. Fans are bringing up every mistake, every bad trade, and every moment of poor leadership. They see the Sparks taking decisive action, and they wonder why their own team is playing it so safe. The pressure is mounting for the Fever to make a similar move. If they don't fire the people responsible for the current state of the team, they risk losing the trust of their fan base and their star player. The universe is listening, and right now, the fans are praying for a total overhaul in Indiana to match what's happening in LA. Caitlin Clark is the center of every conversation, whether she's on the court or off it. The fact that a GM firing in Los Angeles is being directly linked to her future in Indiana tells you everything you need to know about her impact. She is the gravity that pulls everything toward her. Stephanie White's reported frustration isn't just about one team or one player. It's about the realization that the league is being reshaped in real time. The Sparks are playing for keeps, and they are using every tool at their disposal to ensure that, when the dust settles, they are the ones standing with the biggest prize in sports history. The duck test is becoming more relevant by the hour. When you look at the Kate Martin signing, the shoe colors, and the front office massacre, you can't ignore the pattern. The Sparks are creating a vacuum that only one person can fill. It's a masterclass in organizational rebranding. They are washing away the failures of the Pebbly era and preparing for a new dawn. Stephanie White knows that once a team starts moving like this, it's almost impossible to stop the momentum. The Sparks are coming for Caitlin Clark, and they don't care who they have to fire or what bridges they have to burn to make it happen. Every minute that Caitlin spends on the bench in Indiana is a minute that the Sparks use to build their case. They are watching the frustration grow. They are watching the fans turn on the management. They are waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. The Sparks move has everyone talking about Caitlin again, not just as a player, but as a franchise-altering force that can dismantle and rebuild an entire organization. This is bigger than basketball. This is about the future of the WNBA and which city will be the capital of the new era. Stephanie White is witnessing the beginning of a revolution. The Sparks are moving quick, fast, and in a hurry. They didn't wait for the end of the season to make these changes. They did it effectively today. That kind of urgency is rare in professional sports, and it signals that something even bigger is on the horizon. You don't fire your GM on a random Tuesday unless you have a replacement and a plan already lined up. The vacancy in LA is the most attractive job in the league right now because whoever takes it will likely be the one to welcome Caitlin Clark to Hollywood. It's a dream scenario for any executive, and the Sparks are making sure the world knows it. Indiana needs to look in the mirror and decide what kind of organization they want to be. Are they going to be the team that let the greatest talent of a generation slip through their fingers because they were too afraid to fire a failing GM? Or are they going to take a page out of the Sparks playbook and make the hard choices? The fans have already made up their minds. They want Amber Cox gone, and they want a leadership team that actually understands the value of what they have. Stephanie White's losing it moment is a reflection of the stakes involved for everyone in the Fever orbit. The culture in Los Angeles is being built on the idea of being bold. Whether it's Sophie Cunningham jumping into a UFC ring or the front office firing everyone, the Sparks are embracing the chaos. They want to be the most talked about team in the world, and they know that Caitlin Clark is the key to that. The era of the safe WNBA is over. We are entering the era of super teams and high-stakes power plays. Stephanie White is standing at the crossroads of this change, watching as the Sparks attempt to pull off the ultimate heist right under the nose of the Indiana Fever. There is a sense of inevitability starting to form around the idea of Caitlin in LA. The market is too big, the lights are too bright, and the Sparks are being too aggressive for this to be nothing. Every move they make feels like a brick being laid for a new stadium. They are cleaning up the years of mess left behind by previous management, and they are doing it with a specific goal in mind. They aren't just trying to improve, they are trying to transcend. Stephanie White knows that if this happens, the power dynamics of the WNBA will be shifted toward the West Coast for a decade. The fans in LA are already imagining the duo of Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin lighting up the court. It's a storybook ending that would sell out every arena in the country. The Sparks have been getting smashed on the court lately, but they are winning the long game. They are making the moves that matter for the next 5 years, not just the next 5 games. Firing the GM was the final hurdle to clear before they could fully commit to this new direction. It's a bold strategy that has the entire league on high alert, especially those in the Indiana front office. Stephanie White's reported reaction is the most honest thing we've heard in weeks. She sees the danger. She sees the ambition of the Sparks and the complacency of the Fever. When a rival team starts firing people to make room for your star, you don't just sit back and watch, you react. But Indiana's reaction has been silence, while LA's reaction has been a total organizational reboot. The difference in energy is why people are betting on the Sparks to pull this off. They are hungry. They are desperate. And they are willing to do whatever it takes to land the biggest fish in the SEA. In the end, the Sparks firing their GM isn't just about a change in leadership. It's about a change in philosophy. They are signaling that they will no longer accept being just another team. They want to be the team. By clearing the path for Caitlin Clark, they are challenging the rest of the league to keep up. Indiana is officially on the clock. They have a choice to make: clean house and protect their star, or watch as the Sparks steal the future of their franchise. The world is watching. The fans are screaming. And Stephanie White is leading the charge for a league that will never be the same.